Hello, Assalamu alaikum everybody. Hope you're all safe, sound, and healthy. And yes, I'm back. Obviously, I'm back. That's because I am extremely peed off at Skyelectric people trying to be very clever in full Desi style, full Paki style. Not only did they waste 2.5 weeks of mine telling me stories about how they were waiting for a replacement, and because they failed to repair my inverter after obviously they blew it up with their negligence. And now, after 2.5 weeks, we're back to zero, where they're telling me that they're just going to replace the module in my inverter. And that module also still hasn't arrived, by the way. So, what the frack were they doing for the whole freaking 2.5 weeks? That's what I want to know. And that's what nobody has been able to tell me. Okay? So, I wasted half a month only for them to get a module to put it inside my currently malfunctioned faulty inverter. And then they still have to test it. And of course, them being Pakistanis, they're going to take the weekend off. I paid them double the amount for a system half the size of what the amount would normally have gotten me. And then I paid them for knock services that lasted 2 years only for their incompetence and them giving their customers the runaround and them trying to do what we call in Urdu jugaad, the chal chalao wala kam, which means they're just looking for shortcuts, so that they can give me some sort of a quick but not 100% proper resolution. And that means that they are now trying to fob me off with a faulty inverter, just replacing the module. And pray, if my inverter does not respond to that module, then what? Then they will use another faulty inverter that they have at hand and try to repair that using the module. These are my options, because the full original unit replacement that they made me wait 2.5 weeks never came. Why? I'll tell you why. Because they never even asked for it. They are having problems within the company. Even when they didn't have problems within the company, they were freaking giving their customers the runaround. And even now, people make their quality of better. They make their quality of products and the quality of services better. But people in Pakistan, they make it worse, because people in Pakistan, they believe that once they've taken your money, then that's it. That's it. It doesn't matter now, whatever the frack happens to you. And these fudging mofos, they take your money and then they give you third class products, third class services, and then they ruin things for you deliberately. They deliberately ruin things for you so that you should go back to them, so that they should ask for more money, and then they can fix things which they don't fix, because then they will actually again leave something. They'll again leave something there for you to go back to them with or for. And at the end of the day, you are fudged. And the thing about Pakistanis, or Desis, I should say, because Indians and Bangladeshis are just the same, okay? I don't care how you like to say you're different. You are all the same, okay? The problem with Desis is that they think that they can, they're too smart. But they're actually too smart for their own good, because there is no other fool than a fool that thinks others are fools, okay? That's my principle in life. You are the biggest fool on earth if you think that others are fools, okay? Because nobody's a fool. Just because people tolerate you or don't say anything to you, that does not make them fools. That makes you the fool, actually. You're a colossal fool, okay? You think that you're trying to be smart. I mean, just look at how smart he's trying to be with me right now, the knock services person, that he's actually trying to tell me. He's like, oh, we just have to change the module, and today it will arrive. It still has to arrive. That means that he probably told them yesterday to get it, right? And today it will arrive, and worst case scenario, Monday. I'm like, you've already taken the whole freaking month anyway. Fudge you. Just go fudge yourself and do whatever it is that you want to do. Screw you people. You've already done whatever it is that you want to do, and now you're pretending that I've got an option and I've got a preference. You're going to use one faulty inverter or the other faulty inverter instead of just getting a brand new inverter module and all. But no, because of this and because they always have an excuse. They always have an excuse. Lack of components. If you had lack of components, then where the fudge did you get your module from? I'd like to know that. What, you ripped it off of another faulty inverter? And then then he's saying that, no, we do provide original inverters, but because of lack of components and because of the import problems, we don't have one at hand, and so that is why. But we will give you your original inverter. I'm like, who the fudge are you trying to fool here? This is not an original inverter. If you're using my faulty inverter and replacing just the module, this is called a repair. You're not giving me a brand new inverter. You're not giving me a replacement. You are repairing my own freaking inverter. And for that, you made me wait for 2.5 freaking weeks? And you've been lying to me this whole time? This whole time, you people have been lying to me, telling me that you were waiting for the whole freaking inverter from Islamabad office after confirming with me that yes, it is in the Islamabad office, and that you called them and you've asked them for a replacement, and that they've confirmed that they have it, and they've confirmed that they're sending it. This leaves me with one thing. They probably gave it to somebody else. Or they just lied to me, basically. They just lied to me, and they just kept stalling for time, thinking that they would somehow manage to repair, when they themselves said that they tried and failed to repair my inverter because they didn't have the replacement. Like the boards and the chips, they didn't have them, right? And that is why they told me to wait for 2.5 weeks for a completely new inverter, a replacement, which obviously was not new, it was refurbished. Thank you very much. So for that, I waited 2.5 weeks only to find out they didn't do anything. The people in Islamabad are acting as if they don't know what's going on. The people in Lahore say Islamabad people are to blame. The NOC people, they have no clue what's going on. Everybody's giving me a different story. One person from the NOC services is telling me that they're waiting for the module so that they can replace it and test it and do this. Their tests, I've been looking at their bloody freaking tests. I've been hearing about their freaking tests for the past 2.5 freaking weeks. To no avail. Okay? What are they doing? Testing their asses? That is, I mean, what kind of a test is it that never seems to happen? And then the other person in the NOC team is telling me that we are trying to repair, but the board is not responding. So basically, you're just working on my inverter. And you're again just giving me more and more lies, stalling for more and more time. These people, they took 4 months. The new year started. Like literally, the new year started. And then after the new year started, and this is last year, after the new year started, I again waited for 2 to 3 more months. So literally, I waited for about 5 months, 4 or 5 months. Or maybe was it 6? I'm just being very generous when I'm saying 4 months, because that's the minimum. They always make me wait for anything. They made me wait that much just to get me a freaking fan filter. A small, square, freaking fan filter. Then they made me wait for another 4 to 5 months just to tape off their cracked pipe that was covering the cable. Because they never used weatherproofed materials on the roof. This is the quality that I got for paying double the amount for half the size system. Okay? This is the quality that I've been getting. This is the quality of products or services that I've been getting. Their negligence, the way they handle things from installation till date, it has been subpar, to say the least. Subpar. it has been so bad. It has been so poor. I don't even know how they continue to exist, but it does make you understand why they have no customers anymore. And now they're always trying to, buy us out by telling us, oh, we'll pay you so much if you refer us to somebody. I'm like, you give me the freaking earth and I will never refer you to anybody. Never. After what you did to me, sorry, but I wouldn't even give you to my enemies. I mean, you are so bad, and you are so your quality of service and your quality of products are so bad. They're so subpar that I wouldn't even use them to recycle. I wouldn't even recycle them. I wouldn't waste my breath on it. Okay, I wouldn't even burn them. They're not worth even thinking of that they exist. They're like those. I mean, why would you even do that to your customers? Like, you out and out cheated us. You out and out cheated all your customers. You hijacked the system. You deliberately blew up my inverter. That is all I will say. You deliberately did it. You fingered with it within a month. It shut down, and then instead of taking preventive measures at the back end, you blew it up. you know I mean, this is the height of dishonesty, and you have proved to me again and again that no money should be invested in anybody in this country, or any company or government, anybody. I'd rather keep my money. I'd rather dig a hole and bury it than even put my money in the banks, because, as you know, even our banks have been stealing money from us, hacking into our accounts, and then, and according to law, our banks are supposed to compensate us for any money lost in our banks, in our accounts, through hacking or through any other, um, you know, method that is illegal or anything. But our banks don't pay us a dime in damages, not a dime. And they put all the blame on us. It's so weird how you're standing there and you're signing your checks and it never matches, but so conveniently when somebody else comes and forges your checks, then the signature matches immediately. Then the signature matches and then they have no problems. Come on, who are you fooling? In Pakistan, everybody thinks that they're so smart and everybody thinks that they can fool other people, but really, you are the biggest fools. You're the biggest fools. I know that you people actually don't believe in God. I mean, you just say it, but you don't believe in God, because if believe me, if you actually believed in God, and if you actually believed in the hereafter, you would shiver all the way down to your spine just thinking about it, just thinking about the things that you've been doing to other people. And if you are under this misconception that because you're Muslims, you're going to be forgiven, you're wrong. Christians, Muslims, Jews, none of you are going to be forgiven. Why? Because during the hereafter, God is not going to be your judge. Your victims are going to be your gods. Okay? People who have been hurt by you, they're going to judge you. And God can do nothing about it, because that is the law that He has laid. That is the rule that He has made. He has no say. So if I refuse to forgive you, you could have done whatever it is that you thought you did to secure your hereafter. It's all fucked. Get it? It's all gone. Even better, it will come to me. So not only will you lose everything good that you did to me, you're also going to go to hell because of me. Okay? Because that is how your victims will judge you. So in the hereafter, it's not God who's going to do the judging, it's the victims. They're going to do the judging, they're going to judge you. They're not going to forgive you. And then God, acting as judge on their behalf, is going to make it happen. So if I want you to rot in hell, He has no choice but to make you rot in hell. He cannot even give any excuses. And so in Islamic law, especially in business law, whatever you people are doing this is all illegal, okay, and it all amounts to haram khori, okay. Basically, you're earning haram. I know that our desis have no concept of halal. I don't even know when was the last time that any of our desis have ever actually earned halal. The only way they know how to earn is haram, and the fact that they don't even know it or feel it or realize it tells you everything. uh, I think the amount of haram khori that is rampant in our society, you probably would not find it in any other country. And there is not a single person who can come to me and tell me that he has not earned haram. The minute you have used money to hurt somebody, the minute you have taken somebody's money and not given him his due, the minute you have made somebody pay you whatever you wanted and not offered them the required services in turn, you have earned haram. And you can do whatever you want. It will black money cannot be white. Not in Islam, not the haram khori. The haram khori can never be turned to halal, no matter what you do. Even if you do charity, it is still haram, and that charity will not be accepted, mind you. So you can take your haram khori, you can take your haram ka paisa and stuff it, just stuff it where the sun don't shine. That's all I'll say. And I will never, ever, ever recommend anybody to go for the likes of Skyelectric and all. I personally believe in doing a lot of research, and I always take my time with these things. And I think and I rethink and I rethink until I'm absolutely sure. And because this was not my decision, so this was my dad, and he I warned him that this is Pakistan, and I warned him that these are Pakistanis, and I warned him that there will be problems. And but anyway, if you are going to face all this crap, you might as well just go for any other solar company because, to be very honest, as I said before, their product quality is the same, their services are the same, or slightly better actually. And nowadays, there are so many new inverters that have come that have 10 years warranty, zero maintenance, and this and that. And as you know, more and more are coming out. And you have so many options. At the time when we had this, there was not much option, but still there were still better options, at least cheaper options. Because as I said, I would rather have gone for the other solar companies, uh, who would have given me double the system for this price that I paid, and they would have given me what more or less the same. I mean, I would have ended up with the same kind of problems anyway. So why not deal with these problems with you know, with a cheaper system provider or system installer than these twerps who have done nothing but made life miserable from the day we installed them. Yes, in the background, you're probably listening to Molvi. That's because today is Friday. I kind of paused in between when there was the azan, and I thought he had finished with it, but now he's doing his khutbah, I think. I don't know. So, well, anyway, yeah, today's Friday, and I mean, this is how our people are. I mean, again, I would say this is how our desis are. I mean, the fact that they don't keep their promises, they never keep their time. These are the things that in Islam are extremely important. These are the fundamentals of Islam. So in Islam, a Muslim is not a Muslim who does not keep his word. So imagine how many of you really are Muslims in this country. And then a Muslim is not a Muslim if he doesn't keep time. So again, how many of you are Muslims really? Are you really Muslims? Technically, if we go really, really down to technicalities, a majority of Pakistanis are not Muslims really, in any way or in any form. Just praying 5 times a day and reading the Quran does not make you a Muslim. In Islam, the fundamentals of being a Muslim is consideration towards others, keeping your word, and keeping your time. And these are the three things that our people never do. And obviously, honesty, integrity, and self respect are the fundamentals of the fundamentals, which again our people don't have. So our people basically worship money. Uh, they worship money to such an extent that they would probably sell their mothers for money. Let's just be honest. Who cares whether anybody's offended or not? After all, we're all about free speech, aren't we? Let's see how free we can get. The people in Pakistan think they can say and do anything they want, and nobody should say and do anything to them in return. That's not how it works. When you dish it, you have to learn to take it. It's as simple as that. And this is, you know, just sitting down and talking about how dishonest our people are is not going to work. I'm sorry, but one man cannot change this country. I've said it before, I'm saying it again. One man can never change this country because this country is rotten to the core. And as I've said it in my previous podcast, you cannot change or rebuild anything on top of rot. In order for you to rebuild, you have to remove the rot. Okay? So our current country has to be destroyed utterly and truly in order for it to be rebuilt. Otherwise, nothing, you shouldn't expect anything at all. Because when rot settles down to the core, then there is no way to rebuild. There is no way to change. There's no way to rejuvenate. I'm sorry. It just doesn't happen. And our people are rotten to the core. The fact that this big solar system installer and maintenance provider openly cheated its customers to this extent, and the fact that they always have excuses, the fact that they have never, ever tried to even compensate their customers for the losses incurred. I mean, that tells you everything. I mean, that is Pakistan for you. The fact that even foreign companies come to Pakistan just so that they can make profits, that those kind of profits that they cannot make in their own countries due to their strict laws, they come here and they make illicit profits by taking advantage of the fact that there is no implementation of consumer rights, there is no consumer safety implementation, there is no compensation to clients against losses incurred. And this is a safe haven for all levels of corrupt, crooked people. So, for the desis, I will say, tumhe ye mubarak ho. You deserve it. You made it. You made your bed. You must lie in it. But don't force the rest of us to. No, not those of us who were not. Those of us who were not at all involved in all of this BS. Don't f with us. Don't screw with us. Because we are the ones that will then suddenly start screwing with you, and if we screw with you, it will be on another level. So you need to realize what it is that you have done, and you need to stop lying. Skyelectric, you need to stop lying to your customers. You need to stop thinking we're fools. And first of all, you need to learn some shame. Okay? Why not try refunding me some of my money? You know? For all the losses that I've incurred from installation to now. Well, this is me signing out because nothing else has happened, and I'm still, I'm waiting for the bozos to get me my faulty inverter repaired or another faulty inverter. Yeah, for that I waited 2.5 bloody weeks. Mofos, seriously, mofos. May God screw you all to the end of time and after. Amen to that. Well, this is me signing out. Goodbye and Khuda Hafiz.